Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me now. I think I just didn't have my mic on. Oh my gosh. Okay, great. Great, good. I was literally about to launch into a long explanation, but okay, I'm glad. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram story, but earlier today I was debating like where to do this live stream because I'm in the Philippines right now. So I've been staying at a hotel and there's like one lamp in the room. So I'm in the lobby. I asked permission like multiple times throughout the day at the front desk, and they're like, "Oh, just ask the people that are there." So I was like, "Okay, hopefully they're cool with this." It's like midnight, nearly midnight, 11:30. Um, so it's really awkward. There's like tons of people walking around me right now. Hopefully the background noise is not too much. Um, Going live in public. This is weird. Yes, I'm in the Philippines. Okay, let me scroll back up in. Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm disorganized. Before I dive into the questions that you guys left earlier, let me tell you a little story about today. So, I've been getting involved in like a lot more music projects than I was expecting to. Today, I was supposed to be. You guys just listened to the Belladonna theme song, but I actually created like an alternative version, and I collaborated with this pianist to make like a slightly higher female version, which my mom was supposed to sing at the recording studio today, but there was a turn of events, and then I ended up singing the song at the recording studio. So, sometime soon, you guys will be hearing an alternative version of that song with my voice. So, hopefully that turns out okay, because I'm like not a singer, but that happened today. It was very nerve wracking. I've never done like I don't really sing in front of people, so that was pretty crazy. So that was the chaotic experience today. But all right, let's answer some questions that you guys left me. Um, do you have plans to learn Tagalog? No, I don't. My family's from the Visayas in Mindanao, so in my family everyone just speaks Bisaya. So I have been learning Bisaya though, and I'm planning to release a YouTube video about that. It's like not my usual type of content, but I'm trying to make more diverse videos, but I'll get more into that later because I actually could use your help with like the direction of my channel. Let's see here. How do you manage to stay positive? That's a kind of an interesting question because I feel like I'm somewhat a pessimist, but like I'm a happy pessimist, I guess. I don't know. I usually look on. I usually like expect the worst, but I like that mentality because then when things turn out okay, I'm like really really happy. So that's my philosophy for life, I guess. How do you write the beta version of your story? So earlier this year, I released the beta version of Nightshade Academy to like a smaller group of people, and that was just like a first draft of the book. So it was just like a very messy. I like wrote the entire story in a month and a half ish, I think, and then I don't remember how long, just like editing what was there, and then I just sent it out. So it was very like very unpolished version of the book. Gosh, I'm really close to this mic. I hope it's not too loud. Let's see. Are you going to kill any characters? Don't remind me. I'm going to cry right here on this live stream. No response. What's your favorite lyric? Oh, this is from Halen. Like lyric from the song. We got people staring at my live stream. um, my favorite lyric from the song. I really like the. Oh gosh, I don't know. I like. I don't know. I can't choose a favorite. I probably just like the Sky Boost with us because it's just so nostalgic and like I was so happy to work that the entire wrong around like just that one line in the chorus. And yeah, I just really like it because it's sort of like an Easter egg in a way if you read the story. And fun fact, the song now officially plays a role in the story itself. So the song is like, and the lyrics are in the story, which is pretty fun. Um, I had the opportunity to do that. I was like, I should just. Why would I not? Let's see. In your 24-hour writing challenge, you had a bunch of beta readers. How were you able to find so many people? I was very lucky just because I had been doing YouTube for a while up until that point, and so I kind of had already grown an audience on my channel, so it's fairly easy for me to find beta readers now. But there was definitely a time when it wasn't that easy. Like for Leaving Wishville, I had a really hard time finding beta readers. But my advice, like if you're looking to find people to read your work and you don't really have an audience online, is to just like ask as many people as possible. I literally walked around my school campus and like found stranger children just reading and would ask them to beta read my work. So it's like just put yourself out there like and pitch your work to strangers either in person, online, in coffee shops and bookstores, like wherever. Just ask people. If you ask, like it's just a numbers game. Ask as many people as possible. Eventually you're going to get a yes, and like just keep asking people until you have enough people on board that as you'd like. But also keep in mind that not everyone's going to actually follow through. So normally I aim to get like maybe twice as many people on board as I would like to have feedback from. So if I want like, I don't know, 10 pieces of feedback, I'll try to find 20 people to agree just to play it safe. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. What's the hardest and easiest part about creating Lost Island Press? I guess I'll talk about like running Lost Island Press. The hardest part is the time investment for sure. Like, I'm pretty much running a startup right now, and it's very hard to manage, especially when I'm also making YouTube videos and working on this trilogy. So, the time management aspect is very, very tricky. The easiest part is just the fun, like marketing stuff, I guess. Just making graphics and promoting our stuff on social media and working on the website at like the website design and stuff. I'm really into the design aspects and the branding. That's always been really fun for me. And just promoting the upcoming books is really fun. It's awesome to work with people on like the design process. I get to meet a ton of really cool, talented people by working on Lost Island Press, so that's like my favorite thing ever. Do you ever miss where you used to live? Probably not the best question. Honestly, I am absolutely in love with Thailand. Like, I'm definitely going to be very sad when I leave Thailand, but I know it's necessary, like, for my personal development to travel to more places. So I'm going to have a bittersweet farewell with Thailand at some point. In terms of missing where I used to live, it's less about the location and more about the people. Like, there are some people that I miss back at home, most notably Marcus, my dog. My dog is so sweet, and I miss him probably the most. But yeah, there's not too much that I miss about just California in general. Thailand is definitely more my style, which is surprising. I really had no expectations going into it, and now it's like home. So it's pretty crazy to me. What's it like to be writing a series or trilogy? Does it ever get stressful that you still have two more books to write? Yes, mostly because it's just the stakes, I guess, of writing this first book. I feel like the entire weight of the story's world is on the first book's shoulders. That was a really weird way of phrasing it. I'm sorry. Like the first book is setting the foundation of this entire trilogy or series or whatever it ends up being, and that's a lot of pressure because it's like everything in book one is canon for the rest of the series. So I'm like making a lot of really crucial decisions right now in terms of the world building. So yeah, it is kind of stressful, but in terms of like the fact that I have to write so much more, I don't really mind it because this has been a really fun project for me. And I've told people in my family this. I haven't said it online or anything, but like I've never worked on a project before where I felt like I could work on it for the rest of my life. This feels like that sort of project to me. You know, some people have uh, that one franchise or whatever it is that they work on, and they're just known for that. And for me, that's just Belladonna. And I don't know if that's going to change in the future, but right now, like, I could definitely work on this trilogy and, you know, write spin-offs of these characters for my entire life. That's what I'm feeling, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. What's your all-time favorite character out of all of your books? My favorite characters are always going to be from the book that I'm currently writing. So right now it's got to be Velpatura. She's my favorite of all time. Like, I don't know what it is about her. She's just my favorite character ever, and I have so much fun writing any scene that she's in, especially in like the current edits that I'm making to book one. Uh, her scenes are just great. But I definitely have. I'm starting to really like some of the characters in book two as well, even though I haven't spent as much time on the story. I'm curious to see like by the end of this trilogy who my favorite character is going to be. Let's see. The line, "When we were younger, life was too dark," and the ones following, as well as "Now that we're older, life is too bright," and the ones following are my favorite lyrics. Oh, thank you. Those were really fun. I liked having kind of a bit of a storytelling element in there, so somewhat of a progression throughout the entire song. And then I also knew that I wanted the chorus to be a bit more optimistic. Uh, have you kept up with the various types of martial arts and meditation that you've tried? Which one was the hardest and easiest? Let's see. Various types of martial arts. I have not kept up with Muay Thai, unfortunately. I keep putting that off, and it's completely my bad. Like, I take responsibility for that, but I definitely want to keep doing that. So when I get back to Thailand, I'm going to push myself to sign up back at that gym and keep training. That's definitely something I want to keep doing. In meditation, that one's really interesting because I had some really crazy like meditation experiences. Uh, I've never been like that spiritual of a person, but by after I did the 1 week with the monks and then trained with like the dual sword training with Pedro and stuff, I like really got into meditation, and then it kind of just waned off. So everything has kind of like trickled away, but I definitely still remember what those experiences were like for me, and a lot of them I would really like to reincorporate into my life. It's just a matter of like pushing myself to do it. Hardest and easiest. I would say the hardest was the meditation course. Oh my god, definitely that was the hardest. When you're so like isolated and you're not eating right, and it's just like the living conditions are so rough, it makes everything more challenging. Like just living is, I don't know, it was just such a challenge for me, and it pushed me a lot harder mentally. Like the mental part affects everything. With the other ones, it was mostly like a physical thing where it's like mentally I'm 100% there, but my body is just like deteriorating. So it's more of like a physical challenge. But that one was like completely mental. And then the food also did affect me physically. So it really just like completely tore me down. That was like rock bottom for me. That making that video was the craziest experience ever. Trust me. Uh, how do you find motivation to write? Because whenever I try to write even a word, I just lose motivation. Oh man, that's a tricky one. My motivation definitely comes and goes. Some days I could write like a ton, and some days it's hard to get like a paragraph down. One thing that really helps me is to like consume other art, listening to music, looking at paintings, or literally anything artistic, watching a movie, stuff like that can really motivate me. But I think it's different for everyone. It just comes down to finding what works for you and what motivates you. Okay. Oh, sorry. I was like scrolling through through the comments and I saw the parts where everyone was telling me I had no sound, and I got worried that it disconnected and I had just been talking like and didn't see. Let's see. Hotel lobby music, lo-fi beats. Can you guys hear that? Yeah, there's like lo-fi music in the background. Hopefully the background noise isn't too bad. I brought out this fancy mic, so I'm hoping it helps. Hey Stranger was beautiful. Oh my god. That song was from so long ago. I don't even listen to it. Like, I physically cannot. I'm physically repulsed the moment it comes on. I don't know. That's probably, I don't know if it's normal with music. Like, I've definitely felt that with like old books and stuff. I think we're constantly growing and improving, and it's like anything from the past. It's just like, oh, that's kind of gross. Um, Where are you in the editing writing process? I am in the editing process. I'm editing draft 2 of Nightshade Academy, which is the first book in the Belladonna trilogy, and I'm almost done with the second draft. I'm going to be sending it to my beta readers for like a second round of beta reading that's completely optional. So hopefully I do get a little bit of feedback from them on what could be improved before I completely finalize the first book and send it to my editor and stuff. So that's where I'm at right now. It's a lot of work. I'm trying to wrap that up as soon as possible, because as soon as I finish draft 2, or the sooner I finish draft 2, the sooner I can publish the book. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but for some reason draft 2 is like the entire timeline is publishing timeline is dependent on finishing draft 2. It's like the most messy draft at the moment. So the time frame is unpredictable at the moment. What genre is the Belladonna series? Okay, a lot of people have been telling me, or by people I mean beta readers who have read the first draft, they've been telling me that it's fantasy, which I don't necessarily agree with because there's no magic. Apparently, fantasy books don't need magic, so maybe it counts as fantasy. I definitely see why people get fantasy vibes, but in my head, it's more of the dystopian genre. Apparently, martial arts is a genre, so maybe it's just the martial arts genre. Oh, sorry, getting a notification. So I don't know. The genre stuff confuses me, but how can I describe this? It's definitely in a more of a historical, made up environment, a bit based on like medieval times, and then it also has a lot of Southeast Asian influences from the Philippines and Thailand. So it's unique. Like, I don't really know where to put it, but I consider it dystopian, even though dystopian is usually more of a futuristic thing. The best things that can happen to a person will happen to you if you lower your expectations. Yeah, that's a good quote. That pretty much sums up my mindset. Hope this stream is uploaded to the channel. Yes, I will be uploading this to my channel. I haven't done that with previous live streams, but I will be for this one. I believe you said on your Instagram story that the book is very long now. How do you feel about that? Oh man, I'm honestly nervous about it because some people have told me that it could be 2 books, but I mean, it could be, honestly, but I just don't think it's right. Like, the story feels incomplete if I stop it midway. So I've sort of considered the idea of making it 2 books, but I don't really know yet. I guess it depends on the total word count. Oh, there's a lot of people. I think it depends on the total word count of the book, but most likely it's just going to be really long, and you guys will just get like a huge dictionary in the mail. I think it's fine. Like, the story has to be as long as it has to be, but I do get kind of concerned about like, is this too wordy at times? But a lot of my beta reader feedback was like, we need more information, more description, more everything. So I mean, maybe it just needs to be long. This may seem like an odd question to ask an author, but how do you connect with your own characters so well? For me, for some reason, it's hard to connect with my own characters. Oh, that's an interesting. Yeah, I've never really thought about that before. I think I've had trouble with characters, like connecting with characters before. Probably now that I really think about it, I think something that's helped me a lot is just music. Like when I started to connect songs to certain characters, that really helped me connect with them because songs are very emotional. Like songs are pretty much just emotions in a different form, and I think that helped me like form a more emotional bond with the characters, and it certainly gave me a lot of ideas in terms of like their character development and changing aspects of their backstory. Like it was music that made me change Quax's backstory in the book and make this other character his older sister. Like that was all because of one song that I listened to. So I think music really helps me. And if you haven't tried like uh, connecting, what am I trying to say? Like choosing certain songs to be like character theme songs, maybe give that a shot. I don't know. It's something that's helped me. That's so sad. I hate killing characters, but at the same time, I love it. Yeah, it's weird. It's like I like it now, but I know that when the time comes that I need to write that scene, I'm going to be an absolute wreck, and it's probably going to take me like 2 weeks to even finish the scene. Sometimes I come across scenes that are just like so hard for me to write. Like there are some scenes in Capsule that just took me like a full week of dedication to finish, which is kind of crazy. But some just like really push you, and I think anything that's very emotional and intimate and just like that sort of stuff is just ooh, it's hard to portray it in a very authentic way. It takes a lot of energy. Let's see. What's the weirdest thing you've had to look up for the books? I've looked up like a lot of I did a lot of poison research. I think that's pretty obvious, or I guess maybe not. The book has quite a bit of poison in it, so I've done a lot of research on poison, and I've discovered some things about poison that are really disturbing. Like I realized how easy it is to poison people, which is a little bit scary. Like now I'm like I second guess things when I drink stuff. I'm like it would be so easy for someone to poison me right now. So I've done a lot of research on poison, but probably the weirdest thing is like looking up reference photos for injuries. It's really gross to be honest. Like because I didn't really know about like for example if someone gets punched in the face, what's that gonna look like the next day? And so I have to like research stuff like that, and I come across some very disturbing injuries on like Google Images, and like I really wish I didn't see that, but that's kind of the weirdest stuff, I guess. When are you going back to the US? Probably later this year. Um if the Belladonna trilogy were adapted, would you like it to be a show or a film trilogy series? Definitely a show. My absolute all-time goal, which this is a stretch, okay, but I would absolutely love for this to be an animated series. That would be like a dream come true. Is Lost Island Press open to collaborating with freelance illustrators and creatives? Yes, we are all the time. You can send your portfolio to our email. Just go to lostislandpress.com and like the info at lostislandpress.com. There you go. Just email your portfolio there, and we shall take a look at it. Will there be Philippine martial arts in your story? Not at the moment. Um, I was originally planning to when I first heard about the shoot, I forgot the name of it. Like the curved sword. I don't know. If you guys know the name of it, please let me know. I met some people in Thailand that practice Philippine martial arts, and I even considered getting into it while I was here, but there just wasn't enough time. So I likely won't include it just because I feel like I should have some level of like personal experience with something before incorporating it into the story. So we'll see, but at the moment, no. Maybe in books 2 and 3. Maybe there's other ways I can sneak more stuff in there and have like time to get more experience. I'm fine with anything that has Belladonna in it, but I need a movie for Leaving Wishbone and Capsule. Ah, that would be so cool. Yeah, I still love those books so much. They're very nostalgic to me. The Belladonna theme song is epic. Was there a specific line or verse that you found difficult to write? Oh, thank you. Um, Line or verse that I found difficult to write. I know that the chorus actually came pretty easily to me. Like the whole "if it's really true that the sky is with us" stuff. That was that was the first thing that came to me, I think, and then the verses were really hard for me to write. I think specifically the third verse, like the final verse in the song, that one I remember being hard to write. Like the "now that we're older" one, it was very complex. My brain was like exploding at that point, but I eventually figured out like how to phrase what I was trying to say there. I'm also writing a martial arts involved book, and it's so fun to think these kids could just mess you up if you wrong them. Yes, I I think about that too. Like, all of my characters are so strong, like mentally and physically. I'm like, I can't even begin to compare to these kids. Like, am I qualified to write a book about such talented people? Are you going to make audiobooks? I absolutely adore audiobooks, and it'd be so nice to listen to some of your books. I'm just going to tell you. I have been planning to make an audiobook for Nightshade Academy, and it might still happen. The problem is, I'm short on time and I'm doing a lot of travel. So it's only going to happen if I can fit it into my schedule because I do want to be involved in that process. And preferably, I would also like to be part of the recording process as well at like a studio or something. So I have been considering that, but we'll see if I can squeeze it into my schedule. It really depends on when I finish the book. Like I'm trying really hard to finish it as early as possible so that I could work on something like that. But I would love to make an audiobook. Thank you so much for visiting the studio earlier, Mel. Oh my gosh! Thank you, Chase. Guys, Chase is here. He's the one who I recorded the song with earlier today, um, which is like the alternative version of what we are that I'm singing now. So that's fun. Thank you for joining. When do you think Belladonna the book will release? Hmm, I cannot say. Like I actually, I know the answer, but I cannot say. That is not the news for today. But sooner than you think. Sooner than you think. Looking back, do you regret any decision you made on your journey? No, I don't think so. Like, I don't really think of. Everyone asks me like this regrets question, but I don't really have any regrets. Like everything that's led up to this point. Like I'm happy with where I am now. So like everything that's happened before now, I'm grateful for the good and the bad. I know I've did quite a few weird Google searches for my dark YA fantasy. Yeah, the things authors research takes you down weird rabbit holes. I will tell you the weirdest research I have done, uh, like apart from the injuries and stuff, has been book two. Like it's not necessarily creepy stuff. It's just like stuff I never would have researched before, like the whole sewer system. I have researched sewer systems for hours upon hours, and it's just ridiculous. Like how much I know about sewers. I really don't. I really that's such unnecessary information, but um, yeah, I know about sewers now. I've started to see Belladonna everywhere. Whenever someone mentions something that starts with a B, I crane my neck to hear properly. Oh my gosh, I'm honored. Let me tell you though, that Belladonna symbol, the four petaled flower, I see it everywhere. Like just in a lot of designs and stuff, it pops up and it's just crazy. And every time I see something on sale that has like that four petaled flower, I just buy it. It's very bad. Belladonna is not good for my wallet. If it were to be animated, what kind of style would it be? Like 3D, 2D, 3D but stylized? I have, I honestly, I have a soft spot for 2D animation. I think it's so artistic and nice. I wouldn't mind 3D animation though. Like there have been some really pretty 3D animated shows. For example, Troll Hunters. I'm obsessed with Troll Hunters. I will admit at first the animation was weird to me, but then it grew on me, and now I'm like, this is a gorgeous show. It's just so It's so pretty. Like the landscapes, the visuals, the colors. I like Troll Hunters, so I wouldn't. I guess I wouldn't mind either one. Do you have a rough idea of when your other books in the series will release? Um, I will say I'm aiming to release them all 1 year apart. That is the ultimate goal. Some stuff may get in the way of that, like I can never be 100% sure, but that's the plan, and I'm going to stick to that as much as is within my abilities, my range of ability. I don't know. I can't speak. I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best. The screenwriter in me is itching to start an adaptation right now. Oh my gosh. Has any publishing company ever approached you? No. They hate me, I think. No, I don't know. They haven't. I'm not really interested though. Like, I don't think. I really like having control over my work, and I like stuff done the way I like stuff done. So it would take a lot of money. Maybe there is no amount of money that would make me like give up control over my work. So I'm very happy publishing stuff through my own company. Let's see. Will a Google Doc work for submissions? I know none are going on right now. It depends on the contest. So whenever we host our next contest, just check out the submission requirements. But usually it's a PDF, I believe, that we accept. I love Troll Hunters. Troll Hunters is the best. I've even been considering making like a video essay on Troll Hunters. I don't do that sort of content, but I've been considering it. Who knows? Glad to be part of your beta reading group. Have you read Jean? Oh my gosh, the Red Palette. I literally interviewed her on the Lost Island Press channel, and I haven't read the book, but let me know if you recommend it. I've been meaning to. It seems like Belladonna is totally different than your other books. How long did it take to adjust? It is the wildest thing I have ever written. It's just insane. It didn't take me that long to adjust, I think, because it was in a lot of ways like the first project I ever started working on. Like I started writing this book when I was 10 years old, and then I published it and ditched it and worked on other projects, but that were a little bit more chill, Leaving Wishville, Capsule Memory Minefield, and then I came back to it, like years later. So it's still very familiar to me. It didn't feel like it just came out of the blue. It was very rooted in my childhood imagination and stuff. So there wasn't really an adjustment period, but it's definitely a more challenging story to tell. Like it's pushed me a lot. On a scale of 1 to 5, how different would you rate the story of the Belladonna trilogy from the Sky Books with Us? 4.999 repeating. Like it's the original story is how would I say this? The world building is very similar. The original was not developed, but in terms of the societal structure, I've kept it the same. There are some characters that were in the original that are in this version. Yashi, Santi, Pinto. Pinto's name was originally Linto. It was not good. Those three characters, as well as another that I cannot name, they were in the original story, but a majority of the cast are completely new characters. And this Nightshade Academy, in a lot of ways, is a prequel to the events that take place in the original book. So Yashi in the original story was my favorite character, and that's why for Nightshade Academy, I decided to write this book as like his backstory. So yeah, it's weird. Some people have even mentioned that like Nightshade Academy feels like a prequel. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but it's weird because it technically was. Where in the Philippines are you at? I am in Cebu City right now, but I've been traveling a bit, like crazy, and I'm hopping on another plane tomorrow. What's your writing process on writing a book? Oh gosh. I write the first draft very chaotically, usually within 1 to 2 months, and then I edit for like years. Yeah, that's my writing process. But during the editing process, I usually have 1 or 2 rounds of beta reading. So I send an early draft out and I try to get some constructive criticism from people. I pretty much send my book out and tell people to hate on it, and then I take their hate and I try to use it to make the book better before I publish it. And then any hate I get at that point, I just have to suck it up and take it. Let's see. If the Belladonna. Oh, wait. There's more before this. Oh, there's a lot before this. Okay. Um, what are some of your favorite tropes? Ooh, that's tricky. I don't know if this is considered a trope. Sometimes I don't know what is considered a trope or not. But like uh, characters with dead parents. It sounds so bad, but like that's definitely something that's been unintentional on my part, and it just happened. I'm like, oh man, none of these kids have parents. That's one thing. What else? What's it called? Oh, I love like enemies to friends or enemies to lovers or enemies to rivals or literally anything with enemies. It's just fun. It's a fun dynamic. Um, Other tropes. Guys, throw me some tropes. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there are a lot I like. I just can't. They're not coming to my brain right now. How would you react if What We Are blew up? That would be amazing. That'd be so cool. Um, yeah, that would be awesome. I really loved the song. It's actually been done for a while, but I've had to like. There, it's very. I've had a lot of stuff to do to prepare for the release of the song, and it took a lot more work than anticipated. So I've had to like just listen to it on my own and just wait for the moment I could send it out to like publicly release it. So I've been so eagerly waiting for this day. How did your friends react when you told them you published? I personally find it difficult to imagine. How did my friends react? I don't know. It wasn't really a big deal because most of my friends like knew I was in the process of like writing and publishing leading up to the release. But my friends were all really supportive when it came to the actual release day. My friend Angie, she helped me like take promotional pictures for Capsule and stuff. So that was fun. If the Belladonna characters lived in real life, who would be most likely to become a social media influencer? Oh my gosh. I would say Quacks or like KO probably. I feel like no KO. KO definitely. I feel like he's definitely the like has a good stage presence, or like gets along well with people and can be on camera. He seems like the type. Are you going to do a cover reveal for Nightshade Academy? Yes, soon. How do you come up with the names for your characters? Oh gosh, like a lot of brainstorming and like stupid stuff leaving my mouth. But a lot of times, the stupid stuff, I just say, it's fine. Like Quacks, that was Quacks was in the original book. And I remember when I was rereading the original book, preparing for this rewrite, I was like, what names should I keep? And I saw Quacks. I was like, that is the stupidest. I like laughed my head off. I was like, that is the stupidest name I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe 10-year-old me made that his name. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep it. So now I have a character named Quacksivarian. But it's fine. It's grown on me. And like, I forget how weird some of the names are. Like pinto. Like sometimes I realize like pinto beans. And then I'm like, wow. I wow. Um, I believe that one is called the emo trope. What parents being dead, is that like the emo trope? That would make sense. You should visit up north in Baguio. Ah, yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that. I don't plan on going there this trip, but maybe next time. Found family. Oh my gosh. Yes, I do really like that trope too. What drew you to dark fiction? Oh, let's see. I don't know, man. I've always liked dark stuff, I guess. Like, the book that got me into reading was The Girl Who Could Fly by Victoria Forster. And I think the reason I liked it so much is because I was, what, like 7 years old at the time, and I'd never read anything that dark before. And I was like, oh my gosh, stuff like this exists. Like, this is so intense. And so I just started reading more and more dark stuff. And I've heard a theory, or I read about a theory somewhere that, like, whatever fiction you gravitate towards at a young age is like the stuff you read for the rest of your life, which would make sense because a lot of authors who write young adult fiction, they continue to write young adult fiction even into adulthood, like even when they're old, which is interesting because I definitely feel like I'm getting older and it's now reached the point where I'm older than a majority of the characters that I'm writing, yet I still feel comfortable writing that age group, which is weird. I don't know if that will last. Maybe someday I'll be writing about 40-year-olds, but we'll see. We'll see. Can someone in the book please call Pinto Pinto beans? Maybe. I've literally considered that before, but then I'm like, are pinto beans even a thing in the story? Maybe I need to address that. Do you have any personal ships or romances between your characters, or do any of your beta readers ship any characters? Oh my gosh, it's an absolute war with my beta readers. Not like they don't know it's a war. There's not that much to like discussion between them, but if you look at my notes where I like took all of the ships and laid them out in like this spreadsheet, literally every ship you can imagine is there, and people are feel very strongly about ships. Like there's this one beta reader. Actually, a lot of beta readers say that Yashi and Val reminds them more of a sibling relationship. And then this one beta reader said that if you ship them, then you're pro incest. And I was like, what the? Like that's how strongly people feel about the ships. And it confused me so much. Like it was really confusing my brain. And even just the whole like should there or should there not be romance in the book debate is very like split with beta readers. So I feel like I'm in a weird position where I have to make a personal choice on like if there's going to be romance and if there is, what's going to be canon. And I'm like, I'm not I'm not the right person for this kind of stuff, you know? Like I don't know. So we'll see what happens. But I do have my personal preferences, I suppose. They've been shifting over time, but yeah, I do have ships of my own, I suppose. Every ship you can imagine, that's kind of terrifying. Oh yeah, it's terrifying. Trust me, it's kept me up at night, like shivering in terror. Like it's horrible. Uh, do you have any tips for writing? I can't find out how to start. Oh man, I made a tip video like a while back. I still agree with pretty much everything I said in that video, so you can check that out. But like the number one thing that I've just started to say recently is just have fun with it. Like write what you enjoy, and through the process you'll earn practice and you'll get better. I think a lot of people are stressed about writing good stuff when really you should just focus on having fun and writing for the sake of writing and not think too much about the final product. That's something that really, I think, demotivates a lot of people, and it's demotivated me in the past. Just thinking about how much work I need to do before I have a finished book, that can be really stressful. So try not to think about like everything you have to do and how good it needs to be publishable and all of that, and just have a good time with it. Um, I love how writers agree that dead parents is necessary for maximum character development. I don't know why. I saw this funny reel on Instagram today that was like, try to write a story where the character has like a healthy home environment and a good support group. And it's like, I bet you can't do it. Like, I don't know. It's so interesting to write trauma. Why? I don't know. Do you play any sports like basketball, badminton? I used to play badminton. Not anymore. I've been thinking about getting back into it, but I don't know. I don't remember who you are, but I'm happy you're in the Philippines. Well, I'm happy that you're happy I'm in the Philippines. Dead parents or parents who aren't around. I personally like the latter more. Ooh, that's interesting. I've mostly had dead parents, but you're right, that is interesting. I haven't read any books that have this trope, but everyone loves academic rivals to lovers or friends. Yes, just rivals in general. I'm that is the best. That's the best. How extreme are the deaths in Belladonna? As extreme as you can imagine. like like I don't know. I don't consider myself like a super emotional person, but Belladonna literally like pushes me to my limits and it hits me at the most random times. Like I'll just be in a coffee shop and then I realize like, oh, so and so dies and I have to write that and then I'm just like tearing up. It's been so bad that I've like, caused concern with like complete strangers like looking over at me like in public because I'm like super I'm yeah. Yeah. It's really sad. But I did a poll on Instagram, and everyone seemed to agree that sad endings are good. So I guess I'm just going to stick with it. Let's see. My main character's parents are dead prior to the book because I didn't want to deal with them. That's true. Like with writing characters that are still like living with their parents, it just adds an extra layer to the whole story writing process. Like for example, with Capsule, I really didn't care that much about Jackie's parents. Like, they're not that important to the story in my head in the beginning. But then all of my beta readers were like, "Yo, does Jackie have parents?" So it's like necessary to include them, but they're not really essential. So it's a weird puts you in a weird position as a writer. So I completely understand why you just kill them off in the beginning. I probably shouldn't speak like this in public. I'm just realizing. All right. How would you describe your writing style? Is it poetic, straight to the point, descriptive? I like writing straight to the point, but that's not always the best because it lacks emotion at times. So I'm trying to make my writing more descriptive where it needs to be. But in general, my writing is very, like, I'd say kind of dry. Um, I rolled my eyes at the broken home trope, then realized my current scripting includes from a broken home. Such a hypocrite. Oh, yeah, Sebastian, I get that because I used to judge the whole trope stuff, and then I realized like how much of my own work is just written with it. Sad endings always make the book hit hard. I've always gravitated towards books with sad endings, so I think we all secretly like stories that just break us, you know. When you opened the beta reading, did you have any anxiety about having so many people have inputs on something that was still in progress, especially a project that's close to your heart? Let me tell you, every time I send out my book to beta readers, I'm literally so nervous, like I'm shaking. This happens every time, like without fail. I never get fully used to it. It's just very nerve wracking. So, yes, definitely, I was nervous, but I also recognize that it's essential to improve the story, to have other people look at it. So it's just something I have to deal with. My character has parents, but they don't really care about him. They're out of the story by the end of the third chapter. We all just don't like parents. Is that what's going on here? Uh, what genre do you have to write in the writing competition? The genres are changing, so keep your eye on the website. Do you have your own interpretation of the end of Leaving Wishville? Everyone always asks me this. I'm not going to go into it anymore. What the story is what the story is, and I don't want to interfere with the work that's already created. Like I feel like you shouldn't really add to a story after it's published. You know, like what's in the book is what's there. So I'll just leave it at that. Where did you find beta readers for Leaving Wishville, judging that you weren't quite famous back then? I'm famous. I don't know if I'd call myself famous, but uh, finding beta readers, I just asked a lot of people. There are Goodreads forums, or a Goodreads forum, I believe, where you can find beta readers. It's like a group for writers and betas together, so you can check that out. Also, you can try DMing reader accounts on Instagram. That's something I did. And don't neglect the idea of asking people in public, like libraries or your school or family members. Like, my mentality is just like the more the merrier. Just get as many people as you can. Don't really care about demographics. Like, just get who you can, really. I haven't read Leaving Wishville yet. What's it about? Wow, I haven't been asked this question in a while. Let's see if I can answer in a way that doesn't sound stupid. It's about a town that is. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to sound stupid. It's about a boy who's. Okay, I got this. I swear, explaining stories is so hard. It's about a town where everyone who's left the town has never returned. And so leaving town is socially forbidden. And the main character is a 14-year-old boy named Benji Marino, and his father was the last man to leave and disappear from Wishville. And he has a lot of curiosity about what happened to his father and the possibility that his father may still be out there, but his friends and family and everyone else in town, their goal is to keep him safe and keep him in town. So it's like a very massive escape story and has a lot of discovery and mystery as well. Hopefully that was okay. I'm rusty at this, guys. I'm just in awe that you can even finish a story. I keep trying to write things, but then I don't really like it after a chapter. Uh, I've experienced this for sure. Like, it still happens to me. I think the important thing is to not judge your first draft because it's still a work in progress and you can't compare it to stuff that's out there that's already published. So just trust in the process. Like, your first draft is allowed to suck, your second draft is allowed to suck. Just let your book suck and just keep working on it until it doesn't. That's really all there is to it, I guess. Just don't be so hard on your work when it's still in development. Which country would you want to visit the most next? Malaysia. Malaysia next, for sure. Um, Not going to ask what exactly it was, but was there a plan past the ending of Leaving Wishville originally? Like, was there supposed to be more, or was it always just in the air? Yeah, there was supposed to be a little bit more there, and there was a lot of debate about whether or not I should extend the story to that point, but it ended up feeling kind of contrived, and so I kind of just made a personal decision to leave it out, knowing that probably a good chunk of people would be frustrated about that being left out. So I like, even before I published Leaving Wishville, I did like a poll with beta readers, and I already knew that people would be upset about the decision, but it's what felt right to me, so I just stuck with my gut. And it's I'm okay with the current ending to the story. Um, let's try to let's try not to do any spoilers. But is Hartfield some kind of afterlife? Yes, it could be interpreted that way. Would you consider 14 too young to be YA? I used to, but I had an editor for, I think, not the entirety of Leaving Wishville. I think she edited like the first 6 chapters or so. And I had submitted it to her as middle grade, and she told me, no, this book has darker themes and it's definitely YA. I think it has a lot to do with perspective. But theoretically, if the book has darker themes and is a little more mature, you could categorize it as YA, and sometimes certain stories are in between, but 14, I would say that could be YA depending on the topics dealt with in the story. Must be awkward going up to random people and asking them to read your manuscript. Oh yes. Oh yes, it's so awkward. I have a lot of stories. Like, I asked this one kid in school, and I don't think he even knew what beta reading was. And I was like so nervous to approach him that I think I didn't even explain what it was. I was just like, "Do you want to read my stuff or something?" And and he looked at me like so confused, and he just said no. and I was literally like so crushed and like embarrassed about that scenario for like 2 days afterwards, because that like it took there was so much, I gathered so much courage to like approach him, and then I just got like, yeah, that was painful. I was a very introverted, sensitive high schooler. Okay. uh I love seeing another girl with short hair. It looks cute. Thank you. Not everyone thinks so, but you know, it's very easy to maintain. Hi, mother. My mother is here. You want to say hi? You're live. Hi.
Hi.
I'm answering questions.
Okay.
When I first read Leaving Wishville, I was obsessed with the world and had trouble saying goodbye to Wishville along with the characters. I'm happy you enjoyed it. I definitely had trouble saying goodbye to that world too. What kind of coffee do you like the most? Lattes. Lattes, definitely. Do you have middle grade recommendations? I don't. Sorry, I haven't read much middle grade lately. What are your current favorite songs? My music taste is butchered because of Belladonna. I pretty much only listen to music that reminds me of Belladonna. So, my Belladonna playlist, it's on my website, I think. If not, I will add it after this live stream. I have like a whole page on my website dedicated to Belladonna if you want to check it out. Just like Torrefranca.com/Belladonna. Are you planning on doing vlog videos? Maybe. I don't know. Oh shoot! I've gotten so sidetracked, guys. This is the main thing I wanted to ask you. For those of you who are still here, thank you for sticking around. But the big question that I wanted to address is like, not you guys are the ones who showed up to my live stream, so obviously you probably watch my videos frequently, or you may have been here for a while. I don't know, but in terms of like adding more content to my YouTube channel, what is it that you guys like to see? I'm really enjoying this Belladonna trilogy that I've been working on, but I have been thinking about, creating more content in addition to that series. So if you guys have any suggestions or like types of content you would like to see from me, please let me know. I don't really know why most of the people are here at this point because I've created a lot of different types of content. I know some people are here for martial arts content, and some are here because they enjoyed my like writing related videos from back in the day. So like if there's a specific type of thing that you enjoy the most, please let me know now and I will take that into consideration because I'm kind of at a not a pivot point. Like I feel like I'm done completely throwing my channel around and heading in these different directions. I think I'm starting to understand the type of content that I like to make, but it's more like I want to expand the channel and I don't know what direction to expand in. So yeah, if you like more casual stuff, let me know. If you like the more storytelling, like heavily edited stuff, let me know. You don't have to say that you like everything. I know a lot of people say like, I like all the videos you put out. Yeah, but what do you like most? Tell me what you like the most, if you can. I personally love writing vlogs and stuff like that. Okay. Writing tips or updates on your books, writing vlogs, character episode the most. That's so interesting. The character episode. Okay. Storytelling videos are awesome. Normal. The day in your life vlogs sound cool. Thank you guys for answering. I'm going to screenshot all of these. I think all of your videos are really well done and edited. Vlogs would be cool. Storytelling styled. The workflow side of what you do is really interesting. Maybe a world building or character intro. Really? Okay. That's interesting. I didn't know people would want to see that. I've thought of doing like a character introduction video, so maybe. One video that made me subscribe to your channel was the video routine. Oh, of the Haruki Murakami video. Okay. Random question, orange or yellow? I'm not really a fan of either. Yellow, I guess. Oh, thank you. Um, I loved the back in the old videos, the vlogs and such, but your current Kill Bill travel videos across the world, training videos of late, it's pretty cool. Okay. I find videos where you try out certain challenges entertaining, like writing for 24 hours, and the one where you try doing embarrassing things in public. Okay, like challenge content. Alright. Brainstorm. How do you feel about your channel growth? How do I feel about my channel growth? I'm excited. Like, I like that more people are finding my content, but it's also made me more confused because I feel like there's big groups of people that are following me for different reasons, and it's like I feel a lot of pressure with every video because I don't know if it's going to be a video that everyone will enjoy or just like a subset of the people who are subscribed to me. So I get a little bit worried about like keeping the channel interesting and like creating more content that doesn't get old and redundant and stuff. So it's like it's fun, but it comes with a lot of pressure. Your challenges are my favorite. Okay, cool. I think vlogs would be awesome. You as the story is very fascinating to watch. Challenge type vlogs for sure. Okay, thank you guys for all the feedback. I really appreciate it. And I'm it's interesting that a lot of you guys are mentioning like writing related topics. I thought that would I was thinking that it was like stuff that people didn't really like to see that much, but I don't know. Lately I've been getting a lot of questions related to writing, so maybe it's something I have to dive back into a bit. We'll see, but I'll consider doing some more casual stuff too, just to kind of. I think if I make some more casual videos, it will allow me to post more frequently too. Like in addition to the more heavily edited challenge type content. Maybe a video of how you line edit or just your editing process. Ooh, that's interesting. I will consider that one for sure. Um, I like the video titled "I wrote a book when I was 17." It was fun because it was the first video I saw on your channel. 17. I think that's the one where I baked a cake. Yeah, that was interesting. Like I wasn't expecting it actually did quite well compared to my other videos at the time. So it's like I was not expecting so many people to watch me bake a cake and answer questions about a book they probably haven't even read. But apparently it did quite well. Like I don't know what I did right, but I will rewatch that and analyze, and maybe I can make more like chill content because that one was pretty chill. That was pretty chill. Yeah, line editing video. Okay. Sounds good. Let's see. It is 12:36 my time, so it is quite late. If you guys have any last minute questions, please let me know and I'll answer them now, and then I'm probably going to wrap up this live stream. I've watched many author tubers, and I've got to say, you're the one that makes me want to start a channel and finish writing my books. Oh, thank you so much for the support, and I'm glad that my channel has been inspiring. Um, if you want to start up a channel, I mean, I would say go for it. And you don't even have to take it seriously at first. Like when I was first starting out, I just posted whenever I felt like it. I think the commitment factor scares a lot of people away from starting a YouTube channel, but it can literally just be a hobby, especially at first. Um, Skits like "Welcome to Writer's Block, May I Take Your Order" would be fun. You know what? That's weird. I have been considering doing more skits. Like, I wouldn't consider myself a necessarily very funny person, but I don't know. For some reason, I've been thinking about like comedy videos that are book related or writing related or just like creatively oriented. I'm running out of words. Skits are great. Okay, I will think about that. Hold on, I'm very thirsty. Okay, last call for questions, then I will wrap up the live. You should go live more often. This is so fun. Maybe. I have a pretty big I have some pretty big news coming up relatively soon, and it will include some lives. So that would be fun. That'd be fun. But all right, guys, I'm getting sleepy, so I'm probably gonna wrap this up now. Oh wait, last minute question. How do you have such a big vocabulary? Do I? I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I write a lot, and I guess I just write a lot, and I learn new words, and they slowly get into my books. I don't know. I didn't know that I necessarily. I always thought that I had like a more simple writing style, but yeah, I'm not sure. Just watching movies. I don't know. All right. Good night, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you enjoy the song. Stream it on Spotify, and I guess that's about it. See ya.